love's not a price that you're willing to pay. You cry in your tea, which you hurl in the sea when you see me go by. Why so sad? Remember we made an arrangement when you went away. Now you're making me mad. Remember despite our estrangement, I'm your man. You'll be back, soon you'll see. You'll remember you belong to me. You'll be back, time will tell. You'll remember that I served you well. Oceans rise, empires fall. We have seen each other through it all. And when push comes to shove, I will send a fully armed battalion to remind you of my love. Da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 da. You say your love is draining and you can't go on. You'll be the one complaining when I am gone. And no, don't change the subject, 'cause you're my favorite subject. My sweet, submissive subject. My loyal, royal subject. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. You'll be back like before. I will fight the fight and win the war. For your love, for your praise. And I'll love you till my dying days. When you're gone, I'll go mad. So don't throw away this thing we had. 'Cause when push comes to shove, I will kill your friends and family to remind you of my love. Da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da da da. Everybody! Da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada. Devil's Hour.
And hello, everybody. Welcome once again to the Devil's Hour. My name is Geoff with the G, and for the next, hour or so, I'll be showcasing the weird, the wild, and the wonderful, all for you. How's everybody doing? Doing good? I am doing well. I've been having kind of sporadic times for doing this sort of stuff. I apologize. I started to do it back up, and then I had travel, and then I was sick. So, barring anything weird, it should come regular, which you should see here on Wednesdays on the Carney Show. So make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll go from there. But without much further ado, let's get started. Fox News. So, back at the end of last month, an urban legend came to life. Right here in Brooklyn, in Prospect Park, they removed a 4-foot alligator from out there at Prospect Park Lake, which is rather just a glorified pond, but whatever. Now, for years, there's always been that legend that alligators exist in the sewers here, with little proof until now. Most people say that it doesn't really exist because of the temperature and whatnot. But you know what? Guess what? We have an alligator. Now, it's unsure on how the creature actually got there. Now, we tried to reach out to New York City's preeminent alligatorologist, but we received no comment. politics. Uh, so there's a new bill in New Mexico that could shake up the entire nation and cause even more political divides. No, this is true. This is what's going on. So, State Senator William Soules has introduced Bill 188, aka the Aroma Bill. Now, you're trying to think, what does that mean? Well, what he wants is he wants to have the scent of roasting chilies to be the official state smell of New Mexico. And it would also be the first state with an official state smell. But we know what that makes me think on what would be the official state smells of other states in the United States. Let's see, there's Texas, which would be the smell of barbecue, of course. Good brisket. God, I want brisket. Hawaii, which of course would probably be most likely the smells of pineapples or maybe coconut, like that, but like suntan lotion coconut. Um, Washington State, that would be the smell of pine and regret. Now, there's always New Jersey, which of course is the smell of the shore. And then Florida, well, if ever there was a picture to, I'm going to show you the picture and you're going to know exactly what that smells like. Anyways, there's also this.
Gotta have beef, gotta have spice, need a little excitement. Snap it to a Slim Jim. Oh yeah! Snap out of it! Snap it on baby, spicy Slim Jim. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Snap it to a Slim Jim. Snap out of it! Snap it on baby, spicy Slim Jim. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Snap it to a Slim Jim.
Macho Man Wrestling is not an extreme sport.
Not extreme? I got your left ticket. Let's go. Avalanche. Oh yeah.
Slim Jim, beefy, spicy, need a little extreme excitement.
Step into a Slim Jim!
Oh yeah. Need a little excitement. Step into a Slim Jim.
Step into a Slim Jim!
Oh yeah. Need a little excitement. Step into a Slim Jim.
What do you see?
Slim Jim. Slim Jim. Slim Jim. Need a little excitement. Step into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah. Step out of it. Step it on baby, spicy Slim Jim. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Step it to a Slim Jim. Step out of it. Step it on baby, spicy Slim Jim. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Step it to a Slim Jim.
Come on, Macho Man. You can always get out of the ring, but the rock is extreme, because there's nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go.
Not the cage!
Oh yeah. Let's go. Holy rock. Yeah.
What do you do for beefy, spicy, extreme excitement?
Step into a Slim Jim! Step into a Slim Jim!
Oh yeah. Ask what I like to snap that. Arms, legs, I like the baby spicy Slim Jim. Step into it, yeah. Step out of it. Step it on baby spicy Slim Jim. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Step it to a Slim Jim. Step out of it. Step it on baby spicy Slim Jim. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Step it to a Slim Jim.
You're welcome, everybody. We got a great show today. We've got Anova Skyway, Miss Mary Jane Green, the band Nite, and some other fun surprises. So stay tuned, and we will be right back.
Hey everyone! Planet Wisdom now has a Patreon. Your help will allow Liz to make the show even bigger, cover costs, and help bring on celebrity guests. Go to patreon.com/Planet Wisdom and pledge now.
Yeah, subscribe, Planet Wisdom. Wisdom's a good friend of mine, so make sure you support. Rumor has it they're going to be starting back up the show again soon. Maybe they might have some wayward sideshow host to come take part of it again. Who knows? I don't know. Anyways, let's talk about it for seconds. Alright, so blessed with the far reaching musical philosophy, virtuoso chops, and some of the most richly layered and evocative music currently available to human ears, Anova Skyway are manifesting a band that open minded music lovers can believe in. Masters of the unique and ever evolving strain of elegant and finesse progressive metal, and with an unerringly soulful and emotional resonant thematic outlook, this Texan sextet are poised to scale new and greater heights, which you can hear now in this really cool track called City Underground. Now, I met the guitarist years ago at one of my favorite bars in Houston, so it was only a matter of time before I had to bring him up here. So check it out. Anova Skyway, everybody.
Aside for the soul's device, loneliest of gloom. It's high time our planets collided.
Nova Skyway, everybody. Wasn't that a lot of fun? I really enjoyed them. They were so much fun. Um, yeah. So, you know what time it is, right? That's right. Let's talk a little sideshow history, shall we? There's the graphic. Um, Normally, when I talk about sideshow, usually I talk about, like, sometimes it's about a specific person who had some standing within the industry. Sometimes it's some stuff that you may not have been aware it was kind of sideshowy. Most entertainment really can qualify as it. It just comes down to time period, less about what it is, believe it or not. Speaking of time period, and sometimes things only exist within a certain moment in time because due to the way the world is, these sort of things cannot exist in the same sort of way. So that's what I want to talk about today. So today I want to talk about the Cardiff Giant. Um, Arguably one of the greatest hoaxes slash gaffes in American history, at least until when QAnon came around. Uh, so here's the story. So the year is 1869. Two men in Cardiff, New York, which is upstate from where I'm at, were digging a well when about 3 feet down they uncovered what looked like a stone foot. With some more uncovering, they discovered a 10-foot man. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, William Newell, the owner of the property where the Cardiff Giant was said to have been found, quickly declared it to being a major discovery. He set up a tent around the giant and began charging visitors 25 cents to see the marvel. Now, don't understand, like, 25 cents during that time period was like the equivalent of going, hey, pay $10. It's a lot of money. It can be a bit of money. Just look in that mindset. You know, I go, hey, for $10, you can come see this thing. Now, within 2 days, Newell had to raise the price to 50 cents just because of how big business was booming. I mean, everybody from all around was coming around to see this thing. The discovery, soon dubbed the Cardiff Giant, drew visitors from miles upon miles around. The Syracuse Journal actually reported that men actually left their work. Women caught up their babies and children in numbers, basically just grabbed everybody and rushed down to see the giant. Now, Cornell University's very first president at the time, Andrew White, even made this journey. Quote unquote, the roads were crowded with buggies, carriages, and even omnibuses from the city, basically large carriages. And with lumber wagons from the farms, all laden with passengers. Basically, everybody came to see this thing. Now, when visitors arrived at Cardiff, they were ushered into Newell's tent. There, they came face to face with the giant, lying in its grave with subdued light from the roof of the tent falling from it, and with the limbs contorted as if in a death struggle, it produced a most weird effect, said Cornell president. An air of great solemnity pervaded the place. Visitors hardly spoke above a whisper, just like the weird reverence that happened at the time. In the first week alone after the Cardiff Giant was discovered, thousands of people flocked to see this marvel. But what exactly was this giant? According to one Syracuse pastor, the Cardiff Giant was biblical proof. Is it not strange that any human being, after seeing this wonderfully preserved figure, can deny the evidence of the senses? This pastor wondered, and to refuse to believe what is so evidently the fact that we have here as a fossilized human being, perhaps one of the giants mentioned in Scripture. If you've read your Bible, I have, believe it or not. That's why I'm an atheist. I read the Bible. I've read multiple Bibles, but I digress. Meanwhile, a scientific lecturer from Syracuse put forth a different theory. You see, French Jesuits carved statues centuries earlier. Now, this it basically is a statue from Jesuit priests, is what he's saying. And this theory drew support from the New York State geologist James Hall, who called the stone giant a most remarkable object yet brought to light in our country. As the debate raged, Newell threw up his hands and suggested reburying the giant at one point, but his neighbors reportedly stopped him, arguing that the giant had significant historical value. But as it turned out, that giant was a hoax all along. You see, William Newell's relative, a man by the name of George Hull, actually created the statue back in the early 1860s after a heated argument with a Methodist preacher who insisted on the literal interpretation of the Bible. Even when it came to the verse, Genesis 6:4, which is, there were giants in the earth in those days, and the preacher held his ground. After the argument, Hull said, suddenly I thought about making a stone giant and passing it off as a petrified man. So, what Hull did, his hoax actually began in Iowa. He bought a huge block of gypsum under the cover story that it would become an Abraham Lincoln monument, which is the time period. Hull then shipped the block to Chicago, where a German stone cutter actually carved it at his workshop. Then, on the rails, took that giant from Chicago to upstate New York, where Hull and Newell buried it in November of 1868. Nearly 1 year later, once the ground had settled, everything like that, everybody kind of forgot, some weird package showed up, that sort of thing. Newell actually ordered 2 laborers to dig a well exactly where the Cardiff giant lay buried. And within weeks, Newell and Hull were able to cash in on what was basically a small fortune at the time. There, see a nice little fun sign of how much it's doing. But the Cardiff giant hoax wasn't just about getting rich quick. Hull wanted to prove a point about science and faith. If people fell for the hoax, it proved their gullibility and actually undermined the idea of a literal translation of the Bible. And it did that. As an atheist in the 19th century, Hull, he was actually very much part of the minority and felt like very much a social outcast and wanted to use this hoax to kind of transform his critics into fools. Also very true. Even in today's age, atheists are more accepted, but there's still problems. I know from experience. Now, since this time, there actually is a wave of giants even flooding the sideshow and dime museum circuits. Even P.T. Barnum, after seeing the Cardiff giant, because he actually went and saw it because he didn't see anything, he actually offered $50,000. $50,000. Remember how the idea when I said a quarter was like $10? It's like saying, here you go, $5 million for your stone statue. Here you go, $5 million. But didn't get it, so he made his own replica. Now, the giant actually made its tour. It went to different places, all like that, but it ended up going to all around the country, and I think even the world. So, finally coming back to upstate New York, where it can still be seen today at the Cooperstown Farmers Museum. Now, I state the fact is that this is very much a type of thing that happens for its time because of the way things are. Now, there are things that still kind of happen today, but happen differently. QAnon is the most recent example about the things that are happening through that, based on the idea of gullibility and people's wanting to believe, for lack of a better term. So I always found the idea of the Cardiff giant very, very fascinating. So there you go, the Cardiff giant, everybody. We'll be right back. And we're back. How are we doing? We doing good? Hope so. Cheers. Geoff, what are you drinking? I'm drinking a very nice wine. It's a Vaqueros, an Arabesque Vaqueros, Domaine Maltois, 2018. It was a gift, but I don't believe anything to be precious, and that includes wines, liquors, and stuff like that. So it's meant to be enjoyed. And so I'm enjoying this with you. So you are, vicariously living a really nice red wine with me. Cheers. But you didn't come here to watch me drink wine. Although if you did, put a comment down below. What I want to do next is I'm going to talk about my next guest. Our next guest is actually a really good friend of mine. We've known each other for several years. And who I'm talking about? I'm talking about the burlesque star, otherwise known as Miss Mary Jane Green. Yeah. She is an internationally touring performance artist and music hall vaudevillain, pulling inspirations from the Weimar Cabaret, the UFA German Expressionism, and early Hollywood cinema. She evokes the glory days of that titillating cabaret, appearing in stages across the U.S., Canada, New Zealand, and Europe. Yeah. And for I even had a chance back in the early days of the pandemic to interview and have a really nice chat with her on my other show called The G-Spot, which you can see here on the Carney Show Network. So make sure to poke over there and watch us talk about some fun stuff from a couple years ago. But it's still fun, interesting conversation. That's the idea. Anyways, so I actually got to see. What I'm about to show you guys is I got this. This is a fun, pandemic time filming of this act, but I've seen it live a couple of times, and this is one of my favorite acts of theirs. So, without any further ado, let's give it up for Miss Mary Jane Green, everybody.
Like my town with a little drop of poison. Nobody knows they're lining up to go insane. I'm all alone. I smoke my friends down to the filter. But I feel much cleaner after it rains. And she left in the fall. That's a picture on the wall. She always had that little drop of poison. Did the devil make the world while God was sleeping? You'll never get a wish from a bone. Another wrong goodbye, and 100 sailors. That deep blue sky is my home, and she left in the fall. It's a picture on the wall. She always had that little drop of poison. The rat always knows when he's in with weasels. Here you lose a little every day. Well, I remember when a million was a million. They all have ways to make you pay. And she left in the fall. That's a picture on the wall. She always had that little drop of poison. And she left in the fall. That's her picture on the wall. She always had that little drop of poison.
Vaudevisuals Press is proud to announce the publication of Don't Miss This. Over 200 stunning photographs document the last decade of eccentric performing arts in America. This beautiful hardcover book features the finest theatrical clowns, sideshow performers, burlesque stars, and alternative variety acts from New York City and beyond. Photography by Jim R. Moore. Don't Miss This is a limited edition, so buy now before it disappears. Purchase at vvpress.com.
So what'd you guys think? Right? Make sure to follow them on all their favorite social medias, because Mr. Mary Jane Green is dope right now. They are in Detroit, Michigan, setting up their secondary home. Their idea is to snowbird it. And I'm here for it. Good for them, following their dreams. Dope, love them. Anyways, now I've been doing this show for some time, and once upon a time it started on a Twitch channel that no longer really exists. And so, but I showcase a lot of really good acts that should still get some more play. And until they release stuff new, I'm gonna hype their stuff that I showcase then. And so that's what I'm doing. So the next one I want to talk about is a group I've actually known for quite a while from Houston, Texas. They're actually one of my favorite bands, at least from that area. Who am I talking about? I'm talking about Another Run. Now, they're this really cool band from Houston, as I mentioned, with a blend, kind of nice little indie, some rock, and a dash of kind of bluesy soul to kind of craft this really cool, amazing sound that's their own. Now, what I got here to showcase to you is a really cool live track of one of their songs. And why I love it is because I actually was in attendance to watch this sort of thing. And weirdly enough, is how I get to see it is I just gotten back from New Orleans for the Hootenanny. And so I literally dropped my stuff off and went to the park where this was played at, and I got to see this amazing performance beyond just song, but the whole thing. It was a really great night to see everything there, and so it was really cool to see them. So let's give it up for the amazing Another Run.
Time moves slow like icicles foam as the cold invades. Oh, your worries fade if you let them go. Oh, now I can bear. Patience, not my strongest suit. Ooh. I'll be waiting, waiting, waiting here for you. Thank you guys so much.
Is your bar looking a little ordinary? Is it lacking something awesome? Well, head out to your local liquor store and pick up something extraordinary. Grab a bottle of Old Humble Straight Whiskey or Old Humble Special Reserve. They're clean, smooth, easy drinking whiskeys that taste the way whiskey should taste. From humble beginnings to an extraordinary finish, Old Humble whiskeys are what your bar needs today. Walk tall, be awesome, and drink humble. Old Humble Straight Whiskey and Old Humble Special Reserve. Get yours today.
Just something really, really nice about that song. It's really cool to revisit it. I really, really enjoy it. So, another run, everybody. Amazing, right? I really love them. Yeah. So, as you guys know, I am a lover of all things. And everything I also love is I love the idea of short films. My love of short films is really, really great. And what I really like to showcase is the stuff from the 48-hour film festival. For those not aware, that's the idea is you got 48 hours to put a film together. You walk in with your group, they give you the assignment, and in 48 hours, you turn in a product. I am in no way endorsed by the 48-hour film festival. I just love it so much. As a person who went to film school, I love what they're doing, and so I want to showcase that as much as I can, especially these really cool things. So here we go. Here's a fun little flick. Cheers.
What a great day for baseball. We got Martinez up on the mound, Perez at the plate. Boy, Martinez has sure shown to be such a great pitcher this year. And Perez, man, when these two face off, it's always fun to watch.
Fastball, low and inside, strike.
The windup, the pitch, fastball, low and inside, Perez goes for it, strike one. 1-2 to Perez. Martinez checks the runner at first.
Double, down the left field line, RBI.
Martinez sends a rocket, and Perez responds with a cracker down the left field line for an easy base hit. Thompson fumbles the ball in his glove. Perez will make it to second, and the Jewels will have their first score of the game, and Perez has his 10th RBI of the season. I told you when these guys met, it was going to be interesting, and they have not disappointed today. Let's see if the Jewels can take this.
Hey, Robin! We're headed back to the river. Wanna come?
Yeah, I'll meet you in the back.
Sure thing.
This game has turned from a sleeper to one of the best games in recent memory. The Jewels, down by 7 in the 5th, have crawled back and have the tying run on third and the winning run at home plate.
Hey, can you turn that up?
Martinez is out, so pitching for the Aerials is Lucas Jamison.
Strike
Here's
one.
the windup. It's a curveball, and it's strike one.
Whoa! How did you do that?
Slider, in the dirt, strike 2.
Here comes the slider, and it's looks like ball 1. Oh, wait a minute. Torres tried to check his swing, but they got him for strike 2.
Game over. Jules lose. Jameson gets the save.
Jamison with the pitch, and it's a strike. Aerials win. Jamison halts an incredible comeback and gets the save. This is why I love baseball.
Hey! You're pretty good at that.
Hi, friends, and welcome back to the A- Life podcast, where we're letting ourselves off the hook to live our best A- life. Today, I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of time traveling. Sometimes we can retrace our current situation back to one singular person or event who really changed the course of our life for good or for the not so good. So in a moment, we'll do a little bit of reflection. But before I begin, I want to thank our sponsor, KRK Fashion. Beauty in all sizes to reflect all bodies. I recently got a new KRK package in the mail. It included a gorgeous dress. Fit me perfect.
Say checking account or press 1 for checking account.
Checking account.
Sorry, I didn't get that. Say
Checking
or
account.
press 1 for check. Sorry, I didn't get that. Say checking account or press 1 for checking Your checking account balance is $0.00.
I want you to go into your past. Don't worry, we won't be there for long. Is there someone you wish you'd never met?
Oh my god, Sheriff, only you knew.
Merkovic!
What do you want?
I am so glad you asked. Oh, thanks, by the way.
I worked really hard on that.
A little bird told me that Colorado was going to take it by 3. Did Colorado take it by 3? No. Colorado did not take it by 3. Colorado took it up their Rocky Mountain oysters. And now I owe $3,000.
Look.
3 G's, Merkovic. What happened to you? Where's the killer? Now, I owe $3,000 to some nice man in a black SUV by Friday, or both of us are going to see Jesus a little early.
I'm not some sort of crystal ball.
You used to be. Figure it out, Merkovic. Share the reward, we share the consequences. That was the deal. Thanks for the sandwich.
This game has turned from a sleeper to one of the best games in recent memory. The Jewels, down by 7 in the 5th, have crawled back and have the tying run on 3rd and the winning run at home plate. Martinez is out, so pitching for the Aerials is Lucas Jamison. Here's the windup. It's a curveball, and it's strike 1.
It can't be.
Here comes the slider, and it's looks like ball 1. Polinsky, the catcher, got dirt in his eye on that one. Oh, wait a minute. Torres tried to check his swing, but they got him for strike 2. It's 0-2 to Torres.
I want you to go into your past. Don't worry, we won't be there for long. Is there someone you wish you'd never met?
Oh shit.
Hey!
Stop.
Can I help you?
I'm so glad you asked. A little birdie told me that there's a nice man in a black SUV waiting in the parking lot for you. He's desperate to find you and he seems very angry. So if I were you, I would go check on that. Have a nice day.
Do I know you?
No. we've never met.
Ricky, it's your line. The fuck you talking? It's your line. You're supposed to ask me how the fucking tacos were. I thought you said that. No, you just...
Oh, hey, man. How the fuck were those, tacos last night?
Actually, you know what? The tacos were pretty good, but, you know, they weren't hot enough.
Weren't hot enough? Oh, you need green bastard hot sauce for your tacos and all your food. Oh, yeah.
You've got your own fucking hot sauce?
Bob's, who's Bob's? Green bastard, parts unknown.
It's nice, Bubs.
Give it a try, Ricky.
Holy fuck, man, that's good.
Oh, yeah.
You should be selling this shit. We should do a commercial for this. Not for tacos.
Holy fuck, Ricky.
We are doing a commercial for this.
It's fucking good.
Green bastard hot sauce. It'll fucking crank you one. Oh, yeah.
How'd you guys like that film? A lot of fun, right? I really enjoyed it. I really enjoy what happens at 48 Hour Film Festival, so I will continue to promote that stuff because I think it's dope. Because it is. How's everybody doing? We doing okay? Cheers. Let's talk about our next guest, shall we? Our next performer is a band by the name of Nite. They're actually this twin duo of Kyle and Miles Mendez that are the masterminds behind this band, which is an electronica-infused dream rock dominating the musical and lyrical soundscapes with its swooping industrial undertones and electric guitar overtones, right? Under and over. They came across my desk a bit ago. Some friends of mine had performed with them, and so I really dig them. So they're really cool. So you can definitely hear all that fun stuff I just told you off of their single called Falling Apart, which is on their EP, which is called Hallelujah. So you need to check that out, and you need to check this out. Nite, everybody.
Why am I always falling apart, 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 apart? Why am I always falling apart, 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 apart? Shadow of lies, shadow of doubt, the shade has suppressed me. It's harder to breathe the harder I shout. I hope you hear me scream. Can I believe you will come to rescue me? Why am I always falling apart, 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 apart? Why am I always falling apart, 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 apart? Misery always finds me. I begin to break down from the start. Why am I always falling apart, 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 apart? The deeper I fall, the darker it gets. My mind consumed by regrets. I need you to know, I need you to love me. Help me through this mess. Can I believe you will come to rescue me? Why am I always falling apart, 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 apart? Why am I always falling apart, 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 apart? Misery always finds me. I begin to break down from the start.
Nite, everybody. And they're a lot of fun. Really dig them. We can check them out where you can. Definitely worthwhile. And pick yourself up a Neo Burlesque deck as well. I have a couple that I really adore. Lily Von Strip's a good friend of mine. She put all that together. Definitely give her love. So go pick up your decks. They're good. I love them. Can't go wrong. They're dope. Did we have a good time today? I did. I had a great time. And as such, I think we should give some big thanks. Now, who can we thank? Let's thank Anova Skyway, which you can follow them on Instagram at Anova Skyway, or go to the internets, like you are right now, to AnovaSkyway.com. In addition, you can catch out Miss Mary Jane Green, who's also nice and lovely and a great friend. Follow them on Instagram at Miss Mary Jane Green. Also go to www.missmaryjanegreen.com to see what else is going on. Last but certainly not least, for my main guests, Nite. Follow them on Instagram at WeAreTheNite, Nite. And then you go to online, go wearethenite.com. And of course, we can't forget our retro friends, Another Run, which you can follow them on Instagram at Another Run. And that crew of guys right there, they're also in other great bands, including bands like Paper Gliders, Western Civilization, Forever Miles. So they're all definitely bands also to follow as well. They're so good. Last but not least, thank you for tuning in and watching and everything like that. Make sure you like and subscribe. And let me know maybe there's some other cool local stuff that you see that you might want to be a part of. My point of doing this show is all about small indie stuff. So if it's a big band that has PR behind them, I'm less interested unless I Wonder if Wonders is kind of friends with them, but unlikely. Anyways, so you guys be safe, be cool, be groovy, and we'll see you guys soon. And cheers. Be safe.